I'm going to be helping middle-aged women with their marriage problems. I know for a fact that there are genuinely women who believe that men are useless, so I looked it up on Google and came across this Reddit post, and it's on a subreddit called Breaking Mom. And this woman says, "Why are men so useless? Even if they help and are so attentive, I still feel like I'm doing 70% of the work. I cannot imagine what older generations of women endured. I wish I was born in the future just so I can have a child without feeling like the soul is being sucked out of me. I honestly wish if co-parenting would be easier because I would actually have a day off." Now, she doesn't say anything specific about what is wrong and what she may need guidance or help with. For the fact that she hasn't said anything specific about her problems with her partner, I'm nearly certain that she only posted this so she could complain about her husband and so that she could hear other women's stories about how bad their husbands are, so she would feel a bit better about herself. That's just the way women are, and I understand that, and I have no hate towards them because of that. And then the first comment says, "But really, you then gotta praise them for high heaven for it because it is better than how their fathers were." Yes, you need to praise men because that's the way they feel love. In the same way women feel love when men do little things for them. Men largely don't understand that doing little things for women will make them feel amazing and cherished. And the good men do that for their women, even if they don't understand. And in the same way, women may not understand that men need praise to feel loved, because the whole point of men working is to pursue their purpose and to provide for their family. And in providing for a whole family, you would want at least some praise. But these men very well may not be providing and only need praise because they're weak and feminine. But the comment did also say, because it is better than how their fathers were. If your husband's father was absent or not a good father, it means that your husband would have been either absent and not a good father like his father, or have been so distraught by how his father was growing up that he didn't want to be like him, but then didn't know what a real man is. And because his mother was likely still in the picture and was very caring of him, he started acting more and more like her and then became a weak and feminine man. So although what you said is fair, that you do need to praise them and it's because of how their fathers were, which means it isn't her fault, and although she may be frustrated that it isn't her fault that her husband needs this much praise and is this weak, she needs to understand that this is serious stuff, and her husband may have undealt trauma that he doesn't understand, and she just gives him shit for it. This is what kills me. They scrub a pan or wash a child up and then act like they help you all day. I also really love the "but it's my day off." Like already stated, men feel love when they get praised, and if you're too stubborn to give your husband praise so that he feels loved, then you're just not a good woman. And this woman's husband very well may be very hardworking and may actually need a day off, but only depending on what he does. If he needs a day off just so he can relax and sit and watch TV, then yes, the shit that she's given him is justified. But if he is working on his passion or working towards his purpose on his day off, then he needs time, and this woman stopping him will make it harder for him to feel fulfilled. Mine regularly goes off because I don't show enough gratitude. He wants thank yous and hugs every time he loads the dishwasher. It keeps me going. Again, men need praise to feel love. He got mad that I didn't praise him for eating a pulled pork sandwich with barbecue sauce that wasn't what he normally liked. Wow, you sucked it up and ate some food that wasn't made specifically with your exact desires in mind, and you want a gold star, all because it contained some mustard. Now I can't defend the man on this one. It's quite likely that this man has quite low confidence and low self-esteem because he wants the thank yous and hugs, which are okay because the praise will make him feel loved. But it's that he needs a lot of it, and he needs validation from his wife to just keep him going. And him sucking up and eating something that wasn't made specifically like he wanted to isn't a big deal. I do sense a big lack of masculinity because this man honestly seems like a big child to me. If I dare make any sort of suggestion that maybe this need for constant, unending praise is nonsense, I get even more whining. I'm opening up and telling you what I need, and all you do is tell me that my needs are wrong. Well, maybe they are, because most grown-ass people don't pitch a fit when they don't get a parade each time they adult. Again, everything this man is wanting is within his rights. He has the right to want thank yous and hugs, but he does very much seem like a man boy. But then it goes back to, this woman chose this man to be her husband, and then she's complaining that he is a child. This woman literally seen him out of all the men she could have got and chose him, and then she complains that he is childlike. And if she's doing this with the point of making her husband look stupid, she's the only one that looks stupid, because again, she chose him. It's like if you bought a new car and the spark plugs go out in it around a month after you buy it. Although you could have seen it coming if you checked, if you tell someone what happened, they're not going to think that you're stupid for buying a car with bad spark plugs, but they may not respect the man who sold the car when he knew it was in that condition. But if you buy a car with no engine, and then try to complain to someone else that the person who sold you the car is bad, they will not think that the person is bad. They will think that there is something mentally wrong with you for buying a car with no engine. And so the point I'm trying to make is that this woman chose this man, and surely he showed signs of him being childlike before they got married. She still married him, and now she's complaining about him. Again, you chose these weak men. And these two women's problems are fair enough, because men should make the lives of their loved ones much easier. And so the man's wife should be the #1 priority, and she should have the very best life. But clearly these men aren't doing that, which again shows a lack of masculinity and a lack of purpose. And these women seen that and still chose them. I brought up emotional labour once around 2 years ago, and basically got told it was feminist bullshit and made me feel like I was just inadequate. I hope the divorce went smoothly. The first woman brings up a problem that she had with her husband. She says basically got told it was feminist bullshit. So there's a high chance that her husband didn't say that, and she only felt like he did say that. And there's also a chance that she didn't even go to him to talk to him about it. And the second woman makes a joke about the first woman divorcing her husband. Although most of these men are quite weak and childish, the most childish thing is to give up when times are hard. And this is what these women are suggesting. And this woman says, like, why do I have to tell you to do the chores? Why can't you see that the fucking fridge needs to be cleaned out? Don't have to tell you. I want you to know how to be a fucking adult and just do it. You can tell that she's very frustrated about her husband not helping her out, about things that seem very obvious to her that need dealt with. But I can defend the man on this one. As a man myself, I can tell you that I went through this myself. I've got told before, why do I need to tell you to do something? Why can't you just do it? Because not only are there two different people looking at the same thing, one's a man and one's a woman, and they see things very, very differently. And this woman replied to part of the paragraph saying, oh, he sees it, he just flies it away under, not my problem. I'm not defending the man for saying that, because he's pushing away responsibilities and being childish. He's just being weak, childish and feminine, and so his wife has to take up the masculine roles of the relationship. And then this woman said, my ex would complain, you're not appreciative of what I do here. Ha ha ha, really? You place your glass in the dishwasher and you want the gold star? Oh, the worst. I blame mommy for spoiling him and turning him into an entitled man-child. And that is a very fair point. This man's mother may have spoiled him so much that he is entitled and he doesn't have any responsibilities. And then my husband started thanking me randomly one day, like thanking me for dinner when I always make dinner. So why are you suddenly thanking me? It was super weird, but I was like, you're welcome. The next day he had the nerve to actually throw at me, you never thank me. I thank you for stuff all the time. Once again, this is a weak, feminine, childish man. He may have some problems with insecurity and may try to manipulate his wife slightly to make her feel bad and for her to give him praise. This is going to sound really old-fashioned, but is genuinely all about how they are brought up. My Oma, I assume she means mother, refused to have useless sons. They all came trained, ironing, dishes, cleaning, caring. My dad would iron his own shirts, still does the dishes. He did all the night's feeds with us as kids, made our lunches, helped clean on the weekends. Even with my mum being a stay-at-home mum, all of my uncles bar one are like this. That is all very true, and it is genuinely about how they are brought up. Because the world is so comfortable now, and women are taking the roles of men and men taking the roles of women, all the children, especially male children, are able to sit around with their mother in her house until they are close to 30, having no responsibilities and having her take care of them. And that's now normal, but several decades ago that was the normal, and men were brought up like they're supposed to be. I think this is the first woman who actually came with solutions. If you feel like you're doing 70% of the work, then write all the things that need to be done on paper. Highlight or checkmark the ones you've been doing. Give him a chance to really see in black and white how much of a difference there is. Then split them up 50-50 and put the list on the fridge. And this is a perfect possible solution. And I think this is the 4th time this woman has commented on this thread. So it seems like she really hates her husband, but doesn't leave him, but still keeps complaining about him. And this woman said, it's putting a gift in a damn gift bag. This is not rocket science. He worked for fucking NASA. This dude sent shit into space, but somehow he cannot wrap a goddamn glitter photo magnet in a piece of tissue paper and shove it in a gift bag. But he'll tell you left, right, up and down that he does everything and I do nothing. And then a fantastic fellow woman comes in and says, fuck that. I'd be throwing NASA in his face every time he says you know how or he doesn't know how. You worked for NASA, I'm sure you can figure it out before I get home. And then this woman replies, oh, I used to. You send shit into space, you can find the damn ketchup in the fridge. If I had to show you what childish is through a conversation, that would be it. So just because this woman's husband worked for NASA automatically means that he knows everything and how to do everything. Again, this is just childish and passive aggressive towards her husband. I wouldn't care about her saying all of this if she tried to make things better with her husband. But by the sheer quantity of things that she has to say and how she says them, I highly doubt it. And so this other woman was encouraging her to be passive aggressive, and then the first woman said how she used to be passive aggressive towards her husband. So all of these problems were either women not understanding men's needs, or simply women having weak men. And with either one it is, they can do something about it. And again, I find it hilarious that these women are complaining about how useless their men are, when they had the choice of God knows how many men. They chose him, and then they aren't happy about him. And there are several books on masculinity that they could have read to understand what a real man is, but they likely don't even know what they want, and then complain for what they chose.